Oh my goodness. It is so hot for a grey day and my skin is looking disgusting. But hello, welcome to another video. Today I'm giving you my August MBR, maybe read. I don't think we need to talk about the July might be read because the emphasis was definitely on the might. July was not a good reading month for me. Starting a new job, lots of things going on in the personal life. Some of the books that I picked up were not ones that were on that list, so it is what it is. Sorry if you can hear a bird squeaking. There is a seagull on the roof, just outside. It had left, it appears to have come back, so we're just living with that seagull again now. But August might be read. This could be a rapid video because some of these I've spoken about before. Spoilers alert. Some of them I haven't. So let's kickstart this. Number 1, Memory of Souls by Jen Lyons. This is the third book. I've lost a nail. Look, doesn't that look ridiculous? This is the third book in the Chorus of Dragons series. I am doing a read-along with my patrons, a book a month for the Chorus of Dragons series, and August is the month of book 3. At the point of filming this, I haven't yet finished book 2, or re-finished book 2, because they are all rereads for me. So yeah, we will be going on to Memory of Souls. If my memory serves me right, this is where a lot of the confusing soul-y stuff really starts kicking in, so we've got that to look forward to. This is one of my favourite book series of all time. The 4th book is actually my favourite of the series, so I'm very excited for us to get to that one, but Memory of Souls. I won't give you a recap of what Chorus of Dragons is about because I've done it so many times, you're probably sick of hearing about it. Really good book series, you should pick it up. Next up is another one that I have mentioned many times and should probably either just read or accept that I'm not gonna read yet because I'm scared of it. And that is Legacy of Light by Matthew Ward, book 3 in the Legacy trilogy. Again, I've mentioned it so many times and I don't really feel like I should mention it again and again and again. I read book 1 and book 2 back to back, absolutely loved them. There isn't an audiobook for book 3, which has annoyed me because I've read book 1 and book 2 via audiobook and I really wanted to continue that for book 3, but there isn't one for book 3, so no can do. I have been loving this series though, but again, I've mentioned it for like the past couple of months and haven't yet got to it, so I really need to do that, or just stop putting it on this list. But I want to, so I want to keep putting it on this list. I'll get there, eventually. And then another one that I have mentioned before is The Sword of Kygan. It's still on my mind. It's one that does intimidate me a little bit, but it's still on my mind and I still really would like to get to it sooner rather than later. It's a priority read for this year, so I'll get there, I promise. But again, I've mentioned it many times before at this point, so I will not mention it anymore. So really, it would make so much sense if I just stopped there and said, I keep putting these 3, well not these 3 because I'm not putting this one off, but I keep putting these top 2 off and the bottom one's also chunky, so maybe I should just prioritise these big chunky reads and leave it at that. But of course not, because there are other books that are on my mind that I really want to read, so I'm going to talk to you about those as well. One of those is The Will of the Many by James Arlington. I want to read this. Did I mention this in last month's list? Maybe. I have heard absolutely fantastic things about this. I know this is Roman inspired, which is a little bit different. James Arlington wrote the Lycanius trilogy, which I flew through and adored, gobbled up, and I have heard nothing but fantastic things about The Will of the Many. Like, people loving it, saying it's the greatest book of the year, it's absolutely fantastic, better than Lycanius, rah rah rah. So I need to get to this one, because that's some big hype. Some very big hype. Does this have anything special under the dust jacket? Ooh, that's a really nice naked cover. It's like stone effect, like speckled. It's quite nice. And we've got maps on the inside there as well. Very pretty. But yeah, I haven't actually read the blurb on this, which is why I'm not going to give you too much of an in-depth explanation, because I kind of want to go into this not knowing what's going to happen. I feel like that's a really good way for me to approach this one, because my expectations are already sky high, so I want everything about it to be a surprise to me. So, very excited about this one. And then I have very similar feelings with The Hunters by David Ragg. I loved The Black Hawks by David Ragg, absolutely adored it, loved his writing, loved that series, and this is his new release, The Hunters, which to me gives similar vibes, but is not actually part of the same series, but gives me similar vibes. She'd always dreaded an unravelling, a day of reckoning, the avatar of her past coming to claim her back. Ooh. She's on the run, they're out to kill, but what happens when you try to catch a hunter? Rhee is a woman with a violent past, one she thought she'd left behind. After years of wandering, she and her niece, Giovanni, have finally built a small life for themselves at the edge of the known world. But sometimes the past refuses to stay buried, and Rhee is about to catch up with her. This time, there will be blood. For the land is in turmoil, and professional killers have arrived in their town looking for a white-haired woman and a child, setting off a desperate chase through deserts, mountains, and mines. Rhee will have to discover her former self if she is to keep them both alive. From a master of modern fantasy comes a new thrilling trilogy. Ooh! We've got hunters hunting her, and what is her violent past? I am intrigued, and although different from the Black Hawks, it still feels very much like David Ragg's thing, with the assassins, the bounty hunters sort of vibe, and I am very excited to read this one. This one actually isn't massive either, and it's very high on my current want to read list, but I have like priority reads for need to reads, so we'll see how I feel when I get there, but I'm very excited to read something new from David Ragg. And then the last one actually on the physical pile next to me is A Time of Dread by John Gwynne. I want to binge this trilogy. They're smaller books from John Gwynne. This is the first book in the Of Blood and Bone trilogy. So this trilogy, I believe, is set many years after the events of The Faithful and the Fallen. And having read The Faithful and the Fallen series earlier this year, I am very keen to continue, see what happens next in this world. And I miss John Gwynne's writing, and I want to go back to it. So this is another one that is very much on my mind at the minute. I got the first 2 books for my birthday. I want to get hold of book 3 and gobble them all up together, really. But will I have time to do that in August? Unlikely, but it's on my mind and something that I want to do, so please. Another one that I've mentioned before but I don't physically have on me right now because it's inaccessible because the airbed's up in the library because my cousin's come to stay with me this weekend, is One Piece, the next, I don't know what volume I'm up to off the top of my head actually, but I want to continue with One Piece. I still need to finish the East Blue Saga. I didn't get to any of it in July. Any. Which means I'm on to volume 7. That's what that means, because I've only read the first 6, yes. I didn't get to any of it in July, and I am very disappointed in myself at that. I really want to continue. So that is a high priority for me at the moment. Also, Spy Family, I really want to continue the manga of that. I read volume 1 in July. There's something I read in July, believe it or not. But I do want to continue with that. I have volume 2 and volume 3 now, so I would really like to continue with that. That was a lot of fun, about a spy whose mission means that he needs to go undercover as a family, and he chooses a child from an orphanage who happens to be a telepath, but he doesn't know that, and then the wife that he selects for himself happens to be an assassin, but he doesn't know that, and the assassin wife doesn't know that he's a spy and also doesn't know that the child's a telepath, but because the child's a telepath, the child knows that the dad's a spy and the mum's an assassin, and it's just this chaotic little trio. Interesting so far. I've only read volume 1, but I have very much enjoyed that, and I'm looking forward to continuing that series. So that's on the to-do list as well. But really, that is it for what's on my... Well, I say that's it as if that's not a massive stack. Like, let me hold these. Let me try and hold this stack up for you. I mean, it doesn't help the way that I've just piled them up. Ta-da! Shall I try and be a little bit more organised? There you go. So this is the stack, plus the few mangas that I would like to get to as well. It's not going to happen. I know it's not going to happen. I'm not crazy. It's not going to happen, especially because I'm still new to the job thing and things in life are still happening. So I'm not actually going to achieve this. But a girl can dream, and that is what this girl's dream is at the minute. I just want to consume all of the books, and that, yeah, that's what I would like to do. I would really like to do like a really intense 24-hour readathon at some point in August and try and really get through like one of the chunky books or something, like try and read this in 24 hours or something like that, just to make me feel a big sense of accomplishment, because I'm definitely lacking that in my reading life at the moment. July has knocked me down, guys. But I'll try and build myself back up. So there may be a 24-hour vlog from me at some point trying to tackle a tome. We'll see. That's it for this video. This one was pretty rapid, so thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, give us a thumbs up. Chat to me down below. Let me know what your #1 priority read is for August. I would love to find out. But otherwise, I shall see you in whatever comes next. Bye!